Fasten your seatbelts.
Drivers, start your engines.
Race activated. Sheer passion. Change the game forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Racing with Celebs.
Welcome back to the third episode of the third season of Racing with Celebs. What a pleasure it is to have you back on the track. Choose your best spot on the couch facing the screen because we are sure to send some light beams your way. You know what the show is about, because if you don't know, then buckle up. Here is your racing jargon lesson for the day, black flagged. To be ordered to the pits or penalty box due to a rule infringement or an unsafe car, which includes loose parts, smoking, dropping fluids, etc. A black flag is shown to a car that has to stop, also known as being posted. My name is Donovan Clyde, and if there's one thing that is sure, Racing with Celebs does not get black flagged. We are the flag master. Today, the action will take place at Kartzone in Pretoria. Kartzone opening in August 2018 and has been growing since its opening, even in the tough economic climate we're currently facing. On this day, we will be entertained and celebritized by no one else than Angela Sithole. This actress has been all over our screens for a number of years. You know her from playing Naledi in Generations and Pearl in Diamond City, and most definitely Zabalaza. But to meet the celebrity behind the wheel today, sit right where you are. The beautiful star is a South African actress who attracts much attention owing to the alluring personality that she has. The dedicated actress also has a warm and golden heart to everyone she comes across. Angela Sithole is a South African actress best known for her role as Terry Ramotsedi, a PR guru and a member of the now generation who find love in all the wrong places in the Mzansi magic soapie Zabalaza. Time to cross over to Johan for more on the track.
Thank you, Donovan. We are very excited to put Angela through her paces today. My name is Johan Snyman, and together we will make our way around this track 1 second at a time. As I always say, a car is nothing without a track. Let's go and find out what the track has in store for us today. Simply put, this is for everyone. There is no other form of entertainment out there that can provide you or your guests with such a fun factor. An ideal activity for team building, a perfect start to a bachelor's, or even as a conferencing activity, rental karting will certainly provide an experience second to none. And now that we know more about Kartzone, it's time to go and find out how Angela feels about today's challenge. Angela, welcome to Racing with Celebs. It's an honor for us to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
And have you ever done something like this before?
Yep, definitely. I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I love things that get my blood racing. So, you know.
And from a scale from 1 to 10, how nervous are you?
0. I'm not nervous at all.
And your expectations for today?
That I'm gonna kill it. That's exactly. That's my expectation. Yeah, that's my expectation.
Well, to make sure you are safe at all times, it's time for our safety brief.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's do it.
Don't go anywhere. Get ready and put on your seatbelt as we take Angela Sithole around the Kartzone Circuit at Swartkops Raceway.
Mzansi, new spectacular singles brought to you by Roman's Pizza. Zihamba ngama 1-1. One single large margarita, only $63.90. One single large pepperoni deluxe, only $74.90. One single large 4-in-1, only $94.90. One single large sweet chili chicken, only $98.90. Nizwile. Order online at romanspizza.co.za. We deliver or you collect. Roman's Pizza, best value.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us today, we're at the Swartkops Raceway in South Africa for some karting action at Kartzone with celebrity Angela Sithole. You can see that the weather conditions, though, were far from ideal for our competitors out on track, and as such, there was a bit of a delay as we had to wait for the conditions to improve with the rain coming down in great intensity. So we kept the guests entertained with some coffee and some nice pizza as well. Everybody having some good fun waiting for the track conditions to improve. But of course, the serious action was all about racing. What was going to happen when the drivers headed out onto track for the first time? That was the crucial question. This, of course, being Kartzone at Swartkops, is one of the newest racing karting facilities in South Africa. You can see the numbers on your screen now with who is competing in what number kart. Angela Sithole on board the number 99. Now, we have given her instructions to take it a little bit easy in this first race because conditions out there, as we can tell, are far from ideal. We did give the drivers a bit of a chance to have some reconnaissance laps to get acquainted with the machinery, get an idea of what the track conditions were going to be like there as well. And you can see everybody keeping an eye on proceedings ready to go underway. The green light's on then, and away we go. And it's Janet Thiel who leads the way then ahead of Angela Sithole, riding on board here with the number 3 of James Black. He slots in just behind the number 7 of Kumalo. Coming through the right hand, you can see them almost stopping as they come through on the apex there. Looks like we're going to have a change of lead here as well. That's the number 1, Vincent Erasmus, who takes the lead away then. Now where, crucially, is Angela Sithole? She's on board the number 99, had a bit of a slow start from things. Meanwhile, there is the number 7. That's Kumalo up the inside and through into a position. That is ahead of number 6 of Warren Pedler now. And Pedler down a position. Here we can see side-by-side action on the straight there as well. That's the number 55 I should say, of Louis Pieters, losing out by the looks of things. Bit of a slip and a slide there as well as we come through that final corner. So coming through as we go over the timing line then here, we can see 3 drivers squabbling for position. It's the number 5 of Funsil, Wayne Funsil, who leads this battle at the moment, ahead of the number 6 of Warren Pedler. Then it looks like the number 7 of Kumalo there, who is not too far adrift, and a spin going into the hairpin. That is not going to help the charge, unfortunately, of Wayne Funsil. Loses that position and now eradicates himself from this battle. So going through that left-hander, as we can see, everybody taking it very gingerly here. These rental carts, of course, not the easiest things I should say to drive. They're all on slick tyres as well, and as you can see, there is still some standing water out on the circuit here, so it's not the easiest conditions to be driving, and especially if you're unfamiliar with it. And of course, being a newer circuit as well, it's going to be a little bit tricky to get temperature into the tyres, if indeed that is possible, just given the inclement weather conditions. Now, here is the number 6. That is Warren Pedler, just coming through the left-hander, as you can see. And a spin there for him. That's Warren Pedler on the number 6. It was Wayne Funsil who we were looking at a few moments ago. Warren Pedler with that spin just in front of then him. Here we are then on board with Funsil through the left-hander. Side-by-side action almost going through there, with Pedler managing to retain that position, which is lucky for him really, given that he was facing the wrong way just a few corners ago. Through into the left-hander, or maybe a bit of contact going into there. Just about keeping on straight and narrow. That's James Black in front on board the number 3, and now that contact has allowed the number 5 of Wayne Funsil to come back through. Here we go on the inside once again into the left-hander though. Pedler trying to make a move but not quite able to do so. Going through there, bit wide on the outside there for Funsil. Just manages to gather it up, has got track position into the next right-hander, but it looks like there was a bit more contact between those two, and that as such has meant that Funsil goes round and loses a position once again. So not a good race there for Wayne Funsil. As you can see, lap 6 out of 8 we are on, and another move there being made as Pedler goes up the inside. That is of James Black. Black retaliates back though immediately into the next corner. Side-by-side action we go once again. Just in front of them, looks like that's Kumalo, who has lost some ground. There he is on board the number 7. Just coming through the left-hander then. Is that going to allow an opportunity? It's a spin again for Warren Pedler. He spent more of this race facing backwards than he has forwards. The worst thing is he's mounted on the curb, so you can see him there shuffling his body weight to try and get that kart round the right way. But of course, it's very difficult to do so, given that these go-karts, well, understandably, do not have a reversed gear. So, here we are then, looking at the number 85, that's Janet Thiel, with the number 1, very close, Vincent Erasmus, going through up the inside position, and making some good gains there now. Lap 8 out of 10 we are on. So, coming through into the left-hander. Slight moves being made there. Here we are then on board with Angela Sithole, of course, the South African actress who has had a few big breaks over the years, but is most popular, of course, for starring in the local romance flick All About Love. And, well, this is a very different kettle of fish, being out on track in karting conditions. Maybe she'll go a bit better in race 2, and she can turn up the wick a little bit, but nothing really to write home about here for Angela, but doing a good job nonetheless of being out on track. Meanwhile, moves being made. As you can see, race 1 results on your screen now, as Vincent Erasmus, Kumalo, Black take the top 3 positions ahead of Pedler, Funseal, Thiel, Sithole and Louis Peters completing the top 8 positions. Ready ahead of race number 2 at the Swartkops Raceway at Kartzone then. Angela Sithole will once again line up in the number 99 ahead of Talliard in the 85. James Black in the number 6. Zeetzman, Papo, Janade, Vandermeer, Van Wyk and Duplessis completing our drivers then ahead of this second race in the rental karts. What is going to happen for our drivers? Well, let's get ready to find out. Sithole starts on the left-hand side of the grid as the flag goes down and we go racing then here once again. Good start there for Sithole. She manages to hold on to the lead through that first corner. Coming into turn 2 though, she's locked the rear brakes and that's slowed her down significantly. The top 2 have got through. She's going to lose 2, 3, 4 positions as a result of that mistake there. So Sithole with now a lot of work to do on this opening lap. That is not the way she'll have wanted to have started that race. Let's see whether she can at least hold on to P5, or maybe she'll be able to close down the gap of the rest of the field. The track now significantly drier than it was in race 1 as well, so that will be a welcome advantage for our drivers. There is Papo in the number 7. Oh, goodness me, and that's the number 5 of Hendrik Duplessis, who goes careering into the barrier on the outside, and also problems there for Andre Zeetzman, the number 55, who's had a spin at the final turn. Meanwhile, coming through to the first corner, that's Sithole having a bit of a look there, trying to have him make a move. Not quite able to do so, as that's the number 5 she's trying to attack of Hendrik Duplessis, who had that drama, of course, on the opening lap and is now ready to be lapped as a result, by the looks of things, of that drama. So coming through into this middle sector then of the lap, Sithole having to defend. She's got a rear bumper full of James Black on board the number 6. A quiet look over her shoulder there, and she just keeps an eye on proceedings and sees what is happening with the drivers. There is Sithole on the number 99 coming through into the left-hander. Bit of a slide once again, that's going to cause her to lose momentum. That allows James Black to go towards the outside. They run side by side then down the start-finish straight. Sithole does manage to hold on to the position though, as James Black has to back out of it at the last moment. So that's a very welcome sight indeed there for Sithole, but it's not going to be an easy ride for her though at all. If you fancy getting yourself, by the way, involved in a bit of karting, you and your mates fancy coming on down here, maybe a birthday party or a family day out, then, well, the kart zone at Swartkops Raceway in Pretoria West is the place to be. They cater for individuals for groups of 200 or more, so you really can find something for all the family. So coming through then into the left-hander, meanwhile, here then is Angela Sithole, still holding on to that position. A good race for her here so far. Very impressive stuff indeed. This circuit actually was designed by Leroy Poulter, constructed the new 700-metre outdoor karting track. It's a perfect rental karting layout, apparently drawing aspects from some of the best racing circuits in the world, combining long straights, fast sweeping corners and some tight hairpin bends to give you the ultimate karting experience. Close racing is the name of the game, and we certainly have that here on lap 5 then. So, what is happening meanwhile out there on track? Let's see and take stock of things. There is Angela Sithole. putting her hand on her head there for some reason. Not quite sure what that was all about. Maybe she's just adjusting her crash helmet. Oh, and a slip and a slide there by the looks of things. That could be the number 4 of Alicia Ginard. So looks like she has had some problems, and Sithole is going to lose out to Black here as she gets caught behind Alicia then. So she has done, and that does mean then that James Black now inherits that position as a result of traffic. It's very easy for that to happen, and that is exactly the case here for Sithole then. Disappointment for her as she loses her position. Let's see whether she can have enough momentum to try and gain things back in the latter stages of this race. Very fatiguing actually being in these rental cars for a long period of time as well. Let's not forget, no power steering, only rear brakes, so they carry a good amount of momentum through the corners. They're certainly not the easiest things to be driving on the limit. And well, as such, you can see that we've had a few slips and slides out on track a few moments. Meanwhile, lap 8 out of 10. What is happening at the other end of the field? That looks like the number 7 just going through. So Camo Papo. And a thumbs up there for the number 5. That, of course, is Hendrik du Plessis. We had having some dramas earlier on. Looks like those two are enjoying a little squabble out on track. Meanwhile, there is Sithole, who has actually dropped a bit of a gap now to James Black on board the number 6, who we saw in front of her just a few moments ago. There is the number 85 of Talliard then. And here then is Sithole up the inside, through into that left-hander. Moves ahead. And back into that position once more then for Angela Sithole. Here we are then on board with James Black, and you can see it's very bumpy out there on track as they're just getting themselves past the back marker by the looks of things. Checker flag though is out, and it does wave once again ahead of race 2. So Neil Feltwick takes the flag ahead of Thundermer and du Plessis, finishing in first, second and third. Then Papo, Black, Sithole in P6 at the end of that race ahead of Talliard and Ginard, who complete our runners here.
Oh, I had such an amazing time. Like it was so much fun. Although like I'm very competitive, so I was taking it personal. So, but yeah, I had a really great time.
It was a wonderful experience, very slippery, and I'm covered in mud now, but I had a lot of fun. Thank you very much for inviting us to join the event.
It was awesome. It was the first time I ever did something like this, and I would highly recommend it to anybody, any age. Go for it. You only live once.
Stay right where you are. After the break, Johan catches up with Angela to find out more about this beautiful star.
We are back with our celebrity, Angela. Angela, you were raised by a woman alone. Just tell us more about that.
Well, I think just like, you know, a lot of kids who are raised by single moms, I absolutely learned so much from that. It's made me a stronger woman myself today. And, you know, I love that woman, and I'll do absolutely anything to make sure that she lives a soft life. So, yeah.
And how did you end up in the industry?
Oh, well, okay. So I started with accounting. I was working for a vehicle company. And I think in the second year in the company, I decided to resign and pursue my acting career. So I started going for auditions. I had so many doors closed on my face, and that's normal. You know, rejection is something that you need to be able to handle when it comes to this industry. So, yeah, my first gig actually was on Binnelanders. And yeah, I couldn't speak Afrikaans to save my life, but I did it because it's something that I really, really want to do. And things just started to unfold from there. You know, more auditions, more gigs, and yeah, yes, I'm here now, 8 years down the line.
Yes. And how do you prepare for a role or a certain role?
Okay, so what I do is when I get a script, obviously I look at the character brief and what this person is, what the character is about, and I start doing my research. If it means that I need to go to a certain place for me to have a look and analyze how the certain character would probably move, or it's really about the little things, because at the end of the day I need to also respect the character, and if I want to bring this character to life, I cannot judge the character and the decisions that they make. So it's there's a lot that goes into preparation when it comes to bringing a character to life. So yeah, that's basically what I do.
And what motivates you?
A lot of things. A lot of things motivate me. My family, the people I surround myself with, where I want to be, and the main reason why I started. You know, if the most important thing is to never get comfortable, to always constantly remain hungry. You know, so that's what motivates me, because I know where I want to be. I know where I see myself. So that's basically what motivates me.
And is there still a specific role that you would like to play someday?
There's so many roles that I'd love to play still. You know, even though I've been in the industry for 8 years, I'd like to play a psycho. I'd like to play a villain. I'd like to play. There's so many different roles that I want to play before I actually find my niche.
Yes. Yeah. And out of each part, you can learn a bit.
I mean, for the characters that I've played now, like, you know, all the different characters that I've played, I've learned so much. I walk away with so much from each character, honestly. Like, it brings out a different side of me every single time. And that's why I enjoy acting, because I'm able to step into a different character and see things in a different light, rather than seeing things as in the eyes of Angela Sithole. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what do you like to do in your spare time?
What do I like to do in my spare time? Sleep. I'm joking. I'm an adrenaline junkie. So if anything that gets my blood going, I will do it, you know. I like to chill with my friends, watch movies, or really just hang out and relax, you know. But yeah.
If you can spend 10 minutes on a bench somewhere talking to anyone, who will it be, and which questions will you ask?
Meryl Streep, you know, like when you just said who would it, I'm like Meryl Streep. I absolutely love her. The questions that I'd ask obviously would be related to acting, and just like, how does she do it? You know, she inspires me a lot, and she's absolutely amazing at what she does. So I think I would walk away within those 10 minutes with a lot of knowledge, you know. So yeah, I'd be Meryl Streep.
Angela, thank you for your time today. We had a lot of fun, and we hope that you've enjoyed it with us.
I had so much fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Only a pleasure.
Thanks.
Donovan, take us home.
Next week on Racing with Celebs. Catch all the action on Ignition TV, DSTV channel 189.
Thank you for joining us for another exciting episode of Racing with Celebs. I know you have enjoyed today's episode just as much as I did. For more information on the series or our sponsors, please visit our Facebook page, Racing with Celebs, or download our mobile app, Racing with Celebs, on the Google Play Store or the Apple iStore. Till next week, keep it safe. Asya.